Well, certainly appreciative of the efforts, and guys, each game goes differently, and you have to come out of it and be able to go into the winning locker room. You appreciate that and all the work that's done by the players, the coaches, and that's good. And I think you got to learn to win different ways. I thought, again, defensively was really good. And, I thought TJ was flying around and made plays. I thought, Shobes and Vince maybe showed up in different ways when guys were challenged. I think they rose up to it. So I thought that was good. Offensively, I thought we just we did some early. We got the run game going, did some good things, but certainly didn't finish. In the first half, first time in the red zone, and we score. Second time we got Joel sails it over the crosser. That's the pick, and then I think we had the penalty down there, and then the last one we don't finish on the field goal. So a lot of areas we can get better, but appreciate this group, and it was good to win, certainly.
Hey, Paul, was the plan going into today, did you expect Corey to play, and was he just there suited up for an emergency situation, or what was kind of his situation?
We were kind of just seeing how warm-ups went, and Corey was able to do work with us. And 2 weeks ago he was working, kind of rehabbing on the side, and this week he was able to get some work, with the offense, and we're going to see how warm-ups went. He was not ruled out. We could have played him today, but kind of as it went on and doing what's best for Corey, with him sitting after warm-ups and sitting, decided not to go with him.
Tom, Paul, are there any common threads as to why you're not finishing drives and maybe leaving points on the field early in these games, especially?
I thought that. It's the execution is the common theme, but I think that the penalties won. I thought that we can still get better with. I think Joel's seeing the field and making some good decisions. I think we can be better with location and guys running through it, and so we're getting some. We're not getting a lot of yards after the catch, and I think that our inconsistency in the run game can hurt you. I thought, boy, at the same time I thought Alex run and Darius touchdown run. Those two runs right there, it was not clean at all, but great effort. But I think, Tom, it's we're just not clean in all of our execution, and we're kind of having our moments, and that's where we got to be strong enough to overcome the adversity, and I think the group owns it. I like that about them, and so I feel like we can get better, and I think we will.
Paul, is it more difficult when you're having issues? Maybe sometime it's a drop, sometime it's an errant throw, sometime it's a penalty. To get more consistent.
I don't know. Boy, you stumped me on that one, Jeff. Right? We gotta execute, and is it harder when you're not? Yeah, right. It's harder when you're not.
It's like it's different reasons.
Yeah. We are a team, and we are all owning this thing.
Coach Paul,
It's kind of an energy buzzkill right there.
You mean the last 3 hours,
Hey, Paul, back here. How much have you gained confidence in Alec Ingold, and how much confidence do you think he has gained himself personally going as a freshman?
I think you always gain confidence with doing, and we certainly feel confident enough to have him in big moments. When you're down and he's been down the goal line, he's been in third downs, and so I think that there is certainly confidence on our end of it, and I think when you do it, you learn, but you also do gain confidence through that, and so hopefully he takes that and it kind of starts to multiply.
The offensive line, you had to shift it again around.
Right.
Just in general, how do you think they performed with Dieter at center? Another new look with the guards too.
Yeah, I thought there was, You know, we were able to move the ball at times. You know, I thought we were certainly better on third down, and that's a big part of it. You know what they were doing, and I thought I give you know Dietz a lot of credit. You know, to be able to jump in. We're talking about a freshman now that's goes from playing left guard and now jumping in at center and didn't flinch on that, and so you appreciate it. I think there's going to be some areas we'll see where guys are doing some good things, and then you know the beauty of this game is, you know, especially when you're talking about the offensive line. You know, if you're on a target, it's one thing. When you're just a little bit off, or maybe your help you thought was going to be a little bit heavier on one side and it wasn't. You know, those things it can turn a play negative in a hurry, and so I think that, you know, the group, I do appreciate the group, the way they work, and they don't try to skirt and make excuses for when it's not going well, and that's what I think gives them a chance to be good. And we got work to do, but they're a fun group to work with, and we can get better. And the guys are gaining a lot of experience, and as long as we learn from those experiences, that can be encouraging then.
Coach, with so much more passing over here, so much more passing over the past few weeks, how much focus is there on winning the time of possession battle, which was very significantly in your favor today?
I've always thought that time of possession is just a byproduct of being able to move the football. It's never a goal, never has been for me to let's win time of possession. Doesn't mean anything if you're not scoring with it, if you're not, you know. But I think it's a byproduct of getting first down, staying on the field, and it's a byproduct of your defense getting the opposing offense off the field. So I think it's totally a byproduct and not a significant stat on its own.
Jim. Paul, this was TJ Edwards' best game to date. What did you like from him today?
It sure seemed like he was flying around. He was finding the ball. That was a heck of an effort play on the one pass to the flat, and we kind of busted the coverage and just kept coming in a heck of a strip. But I think he looked like he was playing confident and was believing what he saw, and he certainly has some talent in play. But I just felt like he was playing fast and playing the game, and you know, found myself kind of watching him as you kept seeing him show up and watching it, and it was I thought it was fun to watch today.
Paul, do you have any early indication on the severity of Tyndall's injury? Because he was on a stationary bike, so it didn't look too bad.
Yeah, walking off the field, it seemed a lot better. And I talked to Derek during the game, and he told me that it was just kind of a bruise, he thought. So hopefully we're all right on that one. And because I wasn't sure when he was down, but I think he'll be all right.
Jason.
When your defense plays as well as it did today, how much pressure does that take off your offense?
Well, it's certainly it's a big part of it, and I don't know if it. I mean, I think our guys know on offense. I'm talking about our guys know that our defense has been playing well, and yet you still have to do something. I think that you got to still be productive, but I think they certainly have a lot of trust in those guys, and when they take the field, I thought it was a big sequence when, you know, we stalled again, when we punted, we were on like the 30-something, 37, 38, 39, and did a nice job. Natrell did a good job of, you know, Drew put it up there, and we down it on the 5, and the defense had to stop. And I think that's what led to Dory's drive. You know, that was good, and if the offense can play off the defense, especially when they're playing well, that's what we've got to be able to do, and maybe do more.
Andy.
And Coach, Rob and Jazz have both really kind of stepped up as of late. What have you seen from them that gives you a little more confidence maybe in the passing game as a whole?
You know, I think that they're when their numbers called, you know, they've been able to deliver, and that gives them confidence, I think, which can give Joel confidence. I thought there's big. Jazz did a nice job, you know, after the catch. You know, we had the shallow cross he took, and then I think one of the first third downs on the dig. It was good, and I've really enjoyed seeing Jazz's growth. I thought, he kind of jumped out in spring ball, came back in fall camp, and I think he's certainly a player that Joel trusts. That's a big part of it. And Rob's had a number of opportunities, and he's come up in them. And well, we need everyone to be as good as we can be.
Coach, Joel threw for 300-plus yards again this week. Given the inconsistencies of the run game, are you getting more comfortable with the idea of having the offense flow through Joel and throwing it more?
I think it's our job to make sure whatever way we got to win. And I think to win, you got to score points, right? And so whatever way that is, we've got to be able to do it. And, yeah, I've got confidence. I've had it for a long time in Joel, and I still think that it's not necessarily how you want to keep playing the game, but if that's what the game dictates, then we've got to be able to do it. And we've got to be good at it, and I think we're doing some things in the throw game to give ourselves a chance, and yet I still think we can get a lot better there, and we certainly can get better in the run game, and I think we need to. We got to keep taking steps forward.
Coach, you mentioned how Beagle and Schobert didn't really fill up the stat sheet today. Then how nice is it to have guys like Orr and Edwards that can step up and be impact players for you?
I think it's big for us, and talk all the time, and guys believe this on defense. 1/11th, and that's team defense, and whoever gets that stat, so be it. I think Chikwe had a sack, and Joel sure was a big part of that disruption. And those numbers are, they're real, right? I mean, you keep them and all that, but I think this defense, the reason that it's playing well is they don't care about the numbers. They care about playing together and being a part of a good defense. And I think that starts with the leadership, from the coaches to, you guys know, or a lot of you know, that's who Mike Caputo is. That's who, Shobes is. It's a group like that, and we can just. I still think that they don't care about the numbers. They just care about playing well and playing together, and boy, that you love that.
Got time for one more, Jeff?
You mentioned the downed punt. In your opinion, is that a simple play or a difficult play to execute where Meyer has to hit it and Jamerson gets down there? And also, before I forget, any update on Endicott, the injury?
No update on Andy. We didn't want to put him back in. That's where Jack took him at the end. And the play, I think guys are getting better with it. And you're seeing it. We're not the only team that does it. I think all this stuff, you never want to take it for granted. But I think they are getting better at it. We practice it a lot. Trell had good awareness. He knew, once the gunner pulls off, he got turned around, found the ball, and so they executed it. But you are seeing it more. We should be able to do that, but you also are appreciative when it gets done.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Brian.